Free books, crime and mystery. Watch, listen, and complete the form on Schoology, and we'll drop books off on your doorstep. Everyone in Fairview knows the story. Pretty and popular high school senior Andy Bell was murdered by her boyfriend, Sal Singh, who then killed himself. 5 years later, Pip sees how the tragedy still haunts her town. But she can't shake the feeling that there was more to the story. She knew Sal when she was a child, and he was always so kind to her. But how could he possibly have been a killer? Pip decides to re-examine the closed case for her senior project, at first just to cast doubt on the original investigation. But soon she discovers a trail of dark secrets that might actually prove Sal innocent. And now her own life might be in danger. Told through journal entries, interview transcripts, and crime documents, this is the story of an investigation turned obsession, full of twists and turns, with an ending you'll never expect. A Good Girl's Guide to Murder by Holly Jackson. Ivy and Iris haven't lived together for years. When their mother and father divorced, each parent got custody of one twin. But after a tragic accident takes their mom's life, the devastated sisters are reunited, and Iris moves in with Ivy and their dad. Ivy promises Iris that she can share her life now. After all, they're sisters, twins. It's a promise that Iris takes seriously, and before long, Ivy's friends, her teachers, and even her boyfriend fall under Iris's spell. Soon, Ivy begins to think there's something wrong with her twin. It's almost like Iris is out to get her. Ivy tells herself she's being paranoid. It's not like she's in any danger from her twin. The Twin is an unput-downable read that will keep you on the edge of your seat until the very end. The Twin by Natasha Preston. 12-year-old Nicholas Medelson is not happy when he finds out he and his 10-year-old twin sister will be spending the summer in Ohio with their father's uncle, whom they barely know. But after the long train ride from New York City, Nicholas finds small-town life in Deming, Ohio, hard to dislike. Uncle Nick and his dog Pistol are both great, and the tower room with its view of the lake is all his. Best of all, moored out front is a sailboat, Goblin, and Uncle Nick has already promised sailing lessons. Soon Nicholas has made a friend, Charlie, the girl whose curveball he can't come close to hitting, and has become an expert sailor. But the excitement really starts when he and the twins discover a hidden compartment in the tower room that conceals an old reel of movie film, a notebook labeled The Seaweed Strangler, and a love letter from someone named Franny to their father written long ago. It's a mystery, just begging to be solved. Add swimming, bike riding, and overnight sailing excursions that doesn't go quite as planned, and this annoying sister's jabbering and fake British accents, and it's a summer Nicholas will never forget. Summer at Forsaken Lake by Michael D. Bell. One of Us Is Next, the sequel to One of Us Is Lying by Karen M. McManus. Come on, Bayview, you know you've missed this. A ton of copycat gossip ads have popped up since Simon died. But in the years since the Bayview Four were cleared of his shocking death, no one's been able to fill the gossip void quite like he could. The problem is no one has the facts. Until now. This time it's not an app though, it's a game, Truth or Dare. Phoebe's the first target. If you choose not to play, it's truth, and hers is dark. Then comes Maeve, and she should know better, always choose the dare. By the time Knox is about to be tagged, things have gotten dangerous. The dares have become deadly. And if Maeve learned anything from Bronwyn last year, it's that you can't count on the police for help or protection. Simon's gone, but someone's determined to keep his legacy at Bayview alive, and this time, there's a whole new set of rules. Jo lives in the same tiny Appalachian town where her mother disappeared 15 years ago. Everyone knows what happened to Jo's mom. She was wild, and bad things happen to girls like that. Now people are starting to talk about Jo. She's barely passing her classes and falls asleep at her desk every day. She's following in her mom's footsteps. Jo does have a secret. It's not what people think, though. not a boy or a drug habit. Joe has a twin sister. Joe's sister is not like most people. She lives in the woods, catches rabbits with her bare hands, and eats them raw. Night after night, Joe slips out her bedroom window and meets her sister in the trees, and together they run fearlessly. The thing is, no one's ever seen Joe's sister. So when her twin attacks a boy from town, everyone assumes that it was Joe, which means Joe has to decide, does she tell the world about her sister or does she run? Some Kind of Animal by Maria Ramasco Moore. All the Pretty Things by Emily Arsenault. For Ivy, summer means roller coaster season, spinning cotton candy at the Fabuland amusement park, and hanging out with her best friend Morgan. But this summer is different. One morning, Morgan finds a dead body. It's the former classmate and co-worker, Ethan. To make matters worse, Morgan is taken to a psych ward only days later, and she's not saying much, not even to Ivy. The police claim that Ethan simply took a bad fall, but Ivy isn't convinced and realizes it's up to her to get answers. When she finds it unsettling, it's clear that some people aren't being honest about Ethan's last night at Fabuland, including Morgan. And the more secrets Ivy uncovers, the closer she gets to unraveling dark truths that will change her life forever. Danny Mack is a rising rodeo star in rural Oregon. He lives on a ranch with his older brother, their dad, and his faithful border collie, Banjo. Late one night, Danny is awakened by gunshots. Banjo's been wounded. The neighbors claim he was going after their livestock, which gives them the right to shoot the dog or have him put down. Dad reluctantly agrees. They must obey the law. Danny knows Banjo is innocent and comes up with a desperate plan to save him, but something goes terribly wrong. Days later, on a distant ranch, Meg Harris finds a frightened dog alone in the woods. Banjo. She takes him home and searches for the dog's owner, furious that he was abandoned. She's not going to give Banjo up easily. Graham Salisbury writes Banjo. Did you see a book or two you'd like to read? Visit the library's Schoology page for the request form.